During their recent debate, U.S. Senate candidates Ted Budd and Cheri Beasley accused each other of not supporting law enforcement. Beasley said Budd voted against 4 bills that funded local law enforcement. Paul Spey checks that claim for PolitiFact.
Did Congressman Ted Budd vote against $32 million in funding for North Carolina law enforcement agencies? That's what his Democratic opponent Cheri Beasley said in their recent U.S. Senate debate. Take a look.
Congressman Budd, who talks about being a friend of the police, on 4 separate occasions voted against funding for police here in North Carolina to the tune of more than $32 million.
Beasley said Budd voted against 4 bills that gave North Carolina law enforcement agencies a total of $32 million. And she was referring to several appropriations bills at the federal level, like this one for 2021 that Budd voted against. But those were not up and down votes on whether to fund local police agencies. They were massive spending bills, and we're talking trillions of dollars here, that funded various federal government agencies like the Department of Defense, Department of Homeland Security, to the Department of Justice down there at the bottom. And that's where Beasley's claim comes in. These bills funded the Department of Justice, which then turned around and awarded money to state agencies through grant programs. And you can see North Carolina got more than $5 million from this particular bill here in 2021. Now, while it's fair to say local agencies benefited from those appropriations bills, it's misleading to suggest Budd voted to oppose police funding. Budd's campaign says he opposed those bills because of their price tags. They were way too high for him, and because they didn't do enough to secure the border. Finally, Beasley said the funding for North Carolina totaled $32 million over 4 bills. It turns out that was a little off. $32 million was the total if you added up 5 appropriations bills that Budd voted against. All this missing context is why the Truth Meter rates her claim mostly false. Read our full fact check at WRAL.com.
Our PolitiFact team will be checking a Budd debate claim about Beasley later this week.